Hello folks, this is Black Weasel and today's One Piece chapter 818. We'll go ahead and get right to it. I stayed up almost overnight because I had to deal with some stuff. And I thought that One Piece would come out at 2 a.m. as usual, but thanks towards Japan cracking down on illegally distributing manga, so the folks who can't speak or read Japanese can get it. Shouldn't be able to get it at all, but somehow now I have it right now. 818. The name of the chapter is called Within the Whale. Now apparently, for the 500 million man arc, we have Sabo, Koala, and Dragon. And Dragon looking at Luffy's and Straw Hat's, the rest of the Straw Hat's crew's wanted poster. Now, where we left off on the scene, the Blackbeard pirates were supposed to invade Baltico, the Revolution Army base, but it seems as though that these guys don't look damaged at all. So it's either coming or Jesus Burgess is just still waiting for a while. Oh well, who knows? Alright. Now, we picked up where we left off, where Raiju the ninja is showing off his ninja skills, and he says, "Enough with the nin crap already." And somebody yells out, "Yeah." Raiju said, "You just so happen to witness my ninjutsu by coincidence." And Luffy says, "Coincidence, even though you're totally showing it off to us?" And then Chopper says, "Are you guys crying?" And he asks Kanjuro, Kimon, and Raiju. Kanjuro says, "Not in the slightest." Kimon says, "Men of the Wano Kingdom shall never shed a tear." And Raiju says, "And yet," he's, he said, some of the ninja says, "In the past, when I first journeyed into this land, it was nothing like this. And the smaller cities, there were flowing rivers, they were so beautiful. In the towns, they were bustling with people living their daily lives. It was as if the country itself was alive." Raiju said, these foolish minks, they acted far too rashly. Now, they're looking at what used to be part of the mink country, but it got totally ravaged by Jack the Drought. So it looks like really the country was been through a drought. Raiju says, "Mark my words, in order to repay this insurmountable debt, I shall work tirelessly. So I beg of you, forgive me. Forgive me, my friends." And we get a shot of the group that's looking over the land. We see Luffy, and they're seeing changes, whereas Nico Mamushi says, "Ooh." No, he says, "Oi, little rascals. Looks like the deciphering on the stone is complete. Come to the inside of the whale." Hence the name of the chapter. Now, the scene changes, whereas Robin asks, "How does it look, Nami?" That's what Robin says. Nami says, "This is what was inscribed on a poneglyph. It certainly appears as if a sea chart was drawn here at some point. It seems that it may be pointed to a specific location, Robin." And Mamushi says, "Well, Forest is river as a second place because of the existence of this very stone. We Guardians are tasked with the crucial role of protecting it." And Yarashi says, "That red slab over there is commonly known as the Road Poneglyph. The final point in the Grand Line, which has been endlessly sought by the stale warriors of the sea." Yarashi, the dog says, "This stone is a guide to that very location." And Robin says, "You can't possibly mean a final island raft tail." And the dog says, "Exactly right." And he says, "However," now everyone is shocked because this is a poneglyph that leads towards raft tail. So in chapter 575, Gold Roger was about to tell Whitebeard where how to get towards Raftail, and he probably and Roger probably went towards the island zoo. Now back towards here, the dog says, however, the Straw Hat Pirates are very shocked. Like Ralph, Tail, Luffy, Brook, Usopp, Frankie, Nami, Robin, Chopper are all surprised except for Zoro and Law. And people yell out, "It's their freaking finish line! You'll be the freaking Pirate King!" And Luffy yells out, "Huh? The location of Raftail is seriously written on that big slab of rock?" And the dog says, "Wait, hold your horses. There's a however. However, you hear?" The dog said, "The red stone rope pouring. It's not the only one. There are a total of 4 throughout the world." What the heck? There are always some things like this. And Luffy says, "Huh? There's 4 Raftails?" And then Usopp slaps Luffy. "Hell no, were you even listening? Let the man finish." And the dog says, "Indeed, on that stone, the path to a specific location is inscribed. But that location is not Raftail. And the same goes for the 3 remaining stones as well." The dogs also say on each stone a different point is inscribed. Once all those locations are known, each point can then be marked on the map. And at the point where they converge and intersect, the destination you seek will emerge. What the hell is that supposed to mean? So a floating island will appear. Chopper, Luffy, and Usopp are also very surprised. The dog said the legendary final island save for the Pirate King and his crew. None have ever laid eyes on for hundreds of years. Will be finally revealed. Raftail. And Luffy says, "So this is finally it. I wonder, is it really there or isn't there? One Piece." And Luffy yells out, "Alright, we're going to search for the rest of them. I'll just go and grab Sanji and come right back." And Usopp says, "And where exactly were you planning on searching? The world is ginormous, you simpleton." And Nico says, "If you're planning on heading to Whole Cake Island becomes, then you're already on the right path." And somebody is surprised. And Nico says, "Of the 4 road polling glyphs in existence, there is only one for which the whereabouts are unknown." Nico said, "One of them is here, of course." And Nico said, "And the other 2 which are accounted for are in possession of certain pirates." And Law says, "Pirates?" Nico Mamushi says, "The Yonku Big Mom, and yet another Yonku, Hungry Beast Kaidou." Oh my god, so we get a silhouette of these guys. Like, they look so badass, like. And we have a almost a complete shot of Big Mom and Kaidou. Like, they're both scary looking folks. Like, what the heck? Luffy says, "So, if those two Yonko are carrying 1 redstone each, then that means..." Everyone is surprised, like, it's simple. Frankie says, "All we gotta do is steal them." And everybody, Brook, Usopp, Nami, Chopper are all surprised. Meanwhile, Zoro doesn't say anything. And Nami says, "All of a sudden my vision has gone black." And Luffy says, "Will you guys stop whining already? We were gonna beat the sound out of them sooner or later anyway. This just means we'll be doing it sooner." And then Luffy says, "Don't say it like so matter of fact. Up until now, I'm still been tuning out because I've been tuning out all your crazy talk because I assume we'll be crossing that bitch much later. But if you're serious about picking a fight with them now, I'm gonna think away about pissing myself out of fear alone." And Chopper said, "Yeah, I'm gonna piss myself too. I don't think I want to do it." And Nico says, "This is great and all, but there's no need to steal the actual point glyphs themselves. You hear? Kind of like Fishman. There are copies of the polling glyph floating around there. Most people try to gather those. Who in their right mind would ever try to lug those big things around them anyway?" And Luffy says, "I see now. We can just stealthily infiltrate the Yonku ships and nab those copies. That way, You can insidiously make it all the way to Raftail. You'll ride without a hitch. Then bam, you're Pirate King. And Luffy is doesn't like that. And Luffy said, "And what the hell are you so dissatisfied about? You stubborn son of a..." And Usopp said, "Be a man. What's that supposed to mean? We're talking about starting Armageddon's here." Then Nico says, "Enough about that. What's really got me concerned is your safety, Nico Robin." And Robin is surprised. Nico said, "All the rascals around the world who are interested in the Void Country have been able to gather countless numbers of pointless copies, but none of them had any hope of deciphering those things." Nico said, "When the time comes and you go about reading those things, all the big names around the world will certainly come to snatch you away, rascal." And Luffy is surprised. Snatch Robin away. Robin smiles and she says, "I don't mind one bit. After all, I got strong and reliable friends who will always be there to protect me." That was sweet. And Luffy says, hey now, strong and reliable. You're gonna make me blush. Don't worry, I'll blow anything and everything away just for you." And Chopper says, "Even if you praise me and rely on me like that, watch out." He goes into his kung fu point, and Usopp says, "I won't let any of you evildoers lay a single finger on Robin. Mark my words." And Nami said, "If they dare touch her, they should consider their money and their lives and money forfeit." Like everyone's all fired up, and Nico starts laughing. He laughs in a weird way, like go around, yeah. You're certainly a dependable bunch of rascals, aren't you? And then Robin says, "By the way, why is it that all of you are so knowledgeable about the poneglyphs?" And then Nico says, "It all started back when the master whom we serve, Lord Oden Kuzuki, began taking an interest in those stones, you see. That was because..." And Nico said, weren't we supposed to stay quiet about this, Inu?" And he doesn't say anything. But he starts glancing, and Momo says, "I have no objection to it. We need not have anything from these individuals. You may speak as you see fit." And Luffy says, "What's all this I have no objection crap? Someone's getting awfully full of themselves again, don't you think?" And Momo says, "I'm royalty, so it cannot be helped, you insolent fool." And Neko says, "The truth of it is, the Kuzuku family lineage of the Wano Kingdom has for generations been a family of stonemasons who quarry for stones and manufacture them. So these are the guys who make the stones." He also said, "Even now, the technological process is quite something, if I do say so myself." And Frankie says, "Stonemasons?" And then Nico says, "Right, you are. 800 years in the distant past, the very same Kuzuki clan with their incredible skills constructed indestructible books. Those books are none other than the poneglyphs." That's the clan who make the poneglyphs. And everyone yells out, "Eh?" The straw has yet surprised again, with the exception of Law. He's frowning for some reason. Whereas Dora, I don't see him. And Robin said, "The poneglyphs, which are scattered throughout the world, they were all constructed by a single clan." And Luffy said, those stones that Robin's been searching for, you made them?" And Momo said, "It was not me who's carved them. Rather, it was my ancient ancestors from far in the past." That's what it was. Just in the that makes sense. Now Luffy says, "In that case, do you guys know what's written on them?" And Kanjuro said, "That knowledge was never passed on to future generations." Killmonger said, "The contents of the stones can only be made known by reading them." And so far, 2 people are able to read it. Robin and Goldie Roger. Well, Robin's not alive. And Roger says, "However, what was passed on was the means to write the ancient glyphs." And then Roger said, "However, that too led to misfortune." And Nirameshi says, "Prior to the skill being handed down to Momosuke, the imparting of the knowledge ceased to be during his father. Oden Kuzuki's generation. He starts looking down. There's a shot of him looking down. That Brook says cease to be. That can only mean Momo's father was. Kimon said yes. Lord Oden was. Wano wa. Kimon starts crying along with Momo. His father got boiled into a piping hot Oden sloop. So he's dead. And everyone starts crying. So it's kind of sad right now. Kanjuro, Raizu, Niku, the dog. Luffy says, "Hey, that's alright. No one's forcing you if you don't want to talk about it then." It has been announced that Lord Oden our master was executed by the hands of the Shogun of the Wano country and of the Wano kingdom and the pirate Kaidou. What the hell? So Kaidou, that guy is really on here. And people yell out, huh? Luffy says Kaidou, and the guy also says, and as for all of us, Lord Oden's humble retainers, to his very last breath, he violently succeeded in protecting us. Everyone's surprised. Robin is surprised. Chopper, Usopp, Brook, Nami, Zoro is just looking. Frankie, Allah. Now, I think Manga and Panda started to screw up the names. It's supposed to end with a U instead of a O, but oh well. Kaidou. Kanjuro says the 100 Beast pirate crew led by Yonkou Kaidou is presently occupying the Wano Kingdom. The same place that Ace learned how to make the straw hat. What the heck? This is getting deep. Like, oh my goodness. And Zoro starts to talk. Time to hear some badass things from him. He says, "You prefer not to answer this, so be it. But what the hell did your guy's boss do to get executed? You can't possibly tell me that it's not related to the reason why you all been targeted and captured, can you?" And Kimon said, "Indeed, it is just as you say in your current duty. The weight of our sin is immense. Kaidou was attempting to extract information from us." He said the previous daimyo, Lord Oden Kuzuki. Daimyo is a Japanese feudal lord. Kimon says the previous daimyo, Lord Oden Kuzuki, along with the pirate king Gold Roger himself, completed the arduous journey to the final island, Raftail. Our Lord was privy to the secrets of that world. And the chapter ends just like that. And now, Kaidou wants to become a pirate king or find One Piece himself. Which so like this is getting better and better overall. All right, that is it.